For 3 straight games, this NBA Finals made no sense. The home team kept losing every single time. It was only the second time in Finals history that the road team had won the first 3 games of a series. Home court, the thing every team plays all season to earn, had become worthless. And then, in Game 4, with everything on the line, the home team finally won, and it may have decided the entire championship. Here's the story of the night home court came back to life. Here's the path. First, the strange pattern, how the road team owned the first 3 games and why that almost never happens. Then, the turning point, Game 4, where the home crowd finally mattered. And finally, why that one result, the home team breaking through, might be the swing that wins the series. Every fact here is verified. Let's lay it out. This is Game is Culture. If you like the trends underneath the scores, hit subscribe. We're chasing 1,000, it's free, and it helps a ton. Now, the strangest pattern in this finals. The pattern. The road team kept winning. Through 3 games, the visiting team won every time. That is almost unheard of in the finals. In the entire history of the event, the road team had won the first 3 games of a series only one other time, back in 1993. Home court advantage is supposed to be the reward for a great season. For 3 games, it was a curse. Whoever hosted lost. Walk the series. The visitors stole the opener. The visitors took Game 2. Then the Spurs went into New York and won Game 3 on the road as well. 3 games, 3 road wins, 0 for the home teams. The pattern was so strong, it started to feel like a rule, like whoever woke up in their own bed was doomed to lose that night. And there was a reason behind it, not just randomness. The road teams kept landing the first punch, setting the tone and quieting the building before the crowd could become a factor. A nervous home team trying to live up to its own fans is a real thing in the finals. For 3 games, whoever was visiting played looser and whoever was hosting played tight. That's how a pattern like this builds. Game 4, the pattern almost held. And in Game 4, the pattern looked dead set on continuing. The visiting Spurs walked into New York and built a 27-point halftime lead, the kind of road beatdown that had defined the whole series. At the break, it looked like a 4th straight road win and a 4th straight silent home crowd. The curse of home court appeared to be alive and well. But this is where the home crowd finally did its job. Down 27, the Knicks needed something to lean on, and 20,000 desperate people in Madison Square Garden became a weapon. As New York chipped away, the building got louder, the Spurs got tighter, and for the first time in the series, the home court actually felt like an advantage instead of a burden. The crowd stopped being pressure and started being fuel. And the home team broke through in the most dramatic way imaginable, with the largest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Knicks erased that 27-point hole and won 107-106. After 3 straight games where hosting meant losing, New York finally protected its floor, and did it by rewriting the record book on the very night it mattered most. Look at the contrast that defined the series. For 3 games, the road team won and the host went home unhappy. In Game 4, the script finally flipped. The home team found a way, fueled by its crowd in the biggest moment of the series. One result broke a pattern that had held since the opening tip. Why the timing is everything. Here's why breaking the pattern in Game 4 is so valuable. If home court actually matters again, the math shifts hard toward New York. The Knicks now lead the series 3-1, and crucially, a potential Game 6 would be back in their building. If holding serve at home is suddenly possible, the team with the lead and the friendlier remaining schedule is in the driver's seat. Put a simple number on it. After Game 4, the Knicks lead the series 3-1. In a best of 7, that means they need just one more win out of a possible 3, and at least one of those would be at home if it gets there. 3-1 is a commanding lead in any series, and now they've proven they can win on their own floor when it counts. There's also a psychological piece. For 3 games, both teams were comfortable playing the villain on the road, free and loose with nothing to lose. Now the Knicks have shown they can also handle the weight of protecting home court, the harder mental task. Winning at home in the finals with a crowd expecting it is its own skill. New York just proved they have it. the next test. But the pattern gets one more test immediately. Game 5 is in San Antonio, which means the Knicks are right back on the road, in the exact situation where road teams have thrived all series. If the road magic returns, New York can close it out on enemy ground. If home court is truly back, the Spurs protect their floor and force a Game 6. Game 5 tells us which trend is real. And that's the fascinating tension. The Knicks would almost prefer the road pattern to continue because they're the visitors in Game 5. The Spurs need home court to finally mean something, or they're done. So both of this series' biggest themes, the road dominance and the Game 4 home breakthrough, are about to collide in one elimination game. Whichever trend wins, probably wins the title. Step back and the story is simple. For 3 games, this finals belonged to the road. One of only 2 times that's ever happened. Then, in the single most important game so far, the home team finally stood up, rode its crowd, and authored history. Home court didn't matter for a week. Then it mattered more than anything. At the exact moment, a championship was on the line. So that's the turn. A finals owned by the road. Until the home team finally broke through with the greatest comeback the event has ever seen and grabbed a 3-1 lead. The question now is which trend wins out? Do the Knicks close it on the road in Game 5, or do the Spurs finally make their home court count? Tell me below. And if you want every angle of this series, subscribe and join the family.